you want to succeed, I'm not talking about a little wish here or a passing thought. I'm talking about a hunger so deep, so raw, that it takes over everything in your life. This isn't about wanting a new car or a promotion or a pat on the back. This is about wanting your dream, your purpose, your breakthrough as badly as you want to breathe. When that desire grabs hold of you, it doesn't let go. It drives every move you make, every decision, every second of your day. You start living and breathing your vision because it becomes part of who you are. You wake up thinking about it. You go to sleep thinking about it. It's the fire in your gut that won't allow you to settle for anything less than extraordinary. And here's the truth. Most people, they talk about wanting it. They post quotes, they make lists, they nod along like they're committed. But talk is cheap. Wanting it is easy. Feeling motivated for a week or two is easy. But do you want it so badly that the discomfort, the sacrifice, the rejection, the late nights, and the early mornings don't matter? Do you want it so badly that when life hits you, when people doubt you, when obstacles rise like walls in front of you, you refuse to back down? That's the hunger I'm talking about. That hunger will make you unstoppable. Think about it for a second. There are people out there who have talent, who have potential, who have every opportunity on paper. But they fail because they never develop that fire inside. They never feel the kind of urgency that keeps them grinding when no one is watching. Success doesn't wait for the comfortable, the cautious, or the casual. It waits for the ones who burn inside with that unquenchable desire. It waits for the ones who refuse to give up, who are willing to do what others won't, who understand that every day without effort is a day lost, and it's not enough to want it sometimes. You've got to want it all the time. Every day, every moment, even when you're tired, even when it hurts, even when doubt whispers in your ear. You've got to want it with a desperation that almost scares you, because that desperation will give you power. It will push you to go the extra mile, to stay up when everyone else sleeps, to study when everyone else is partying, to keep moving when everyone else stops. That hunger transforms weakness into strength, fear into courage, dreams into reality. I need you to see something clearly. If you're willing to compromise, if you're willing to accept excuses, if you're willing to settle for comfort, that's exactly what you'll get, mediocrity. But if you're willing to hunger, to sacrifice, to push past your limits, then nothing can stop you. Nothing can block your path. You will find a way when everyone else is giving up. That hunger creates creativity. It creates resilience. It forces you to find solutions when the world says there are none. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You start moving differently, thinking differently, acting differently. Hunger changes you on the inside so that the outside has no choice but to reflect it. And let me be real with you. Hunger is not comfortable. It will make you feel restless. It will make you question everything. It will demand everything from you, and it will push you past what you thought was possible. But that's exactly why it works. Comfort does not create champions. Complacency does not make legends. It's the fire, the pain, the urgency, the desire so deep that it consumes you, that forces growth, that forces action, that forces results. You cannot take shortcuts when your desire is this strong. You cannot negotiate with it. You cannot compromise it. It doesn't care if you are tired or scared or doubtful. It simply exists to move you forward, to demand greatness from you, and to refuse you nothing when you are willing to give everything. So I want you to look at yourself right now and ask the question, do I want this as bad as I want to breathe? Because if you do, then everything changes. Your excuses lose power. Your fears become small. Your limitations start to crumble. Your potential begins to scream for release. And when you reach that level of hunger, you'll find that nothing in this world can stop you. When you want it that badly, you don't wait for motivation. You create it. You don't wait for permission. You take it. You don't wait for opportunity. You build it. You move like your life depends on it because in a way it does. You understand that success isn't something that happens to you. It's something you chase, something you fight for, something you consume with every ounce of energy you have. That hunger becomes your identity. It becomes your standard. It becomes the thing that separates you from everyone else. And when you finally reach that point, when you want it as badly as you want to breathe, then and only then will you discover what you are truly capable of. You think success comes easy. You think it just drops into your lap because you want it. No, it doesn't work that way. Success demands the grind. It demands showing up when nobody's watching, putting in the hours that no one sees, doing the work that nobody else wants to do. The grind is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, and the truth is, most people don't cross it. They get discouraged the first time they fall. They quit when the first obstacle shows up. They look for shortcuts because they're not willing to sweat for their dreams. But let me tell you something, the grind doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care how tired you are, how frustrated you are, or how long it's taking. The grind asks one thing, are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to commit every single day, no matter what? See, the difference between the person who talks about success and the one who lives it isn't talent. It isn't luck. It isn't even opportunity. It's the grind. The person who succeeds stays consistent, day in and day out, even when the motivation fades. Because motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the weather. Discipline, commitment, and a willingness to grind. That's forever. That's the force that moves mountains. That's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. And don't get me wrong, the grind is not glamorous. There's nothing flashy about it. Nobody writes songs about the late nights spent practicing, the early mornings spent learning, the hours spent perfecting a craft when your friends are out having fun. Nobody cheers for the repetition, the discipline, the consistency. And that's why most people quit. They want the applause before the effort. But the truth is, the applause only comes after you've put in the work when nobody else is paying attention. That's when champions are made, when you decide that your dream is worth the struggle, worth the pain, worth the exhaustion. Here's the thing, the grind will test you. It will push you to limits you didn't know you had. It will challenge your patience, your focus, and your resolve. It will make you question yourself, make you wonder if it's worth it, make you feel like giving up is easier. And that's exactly why it works. Because only those who can endure the grind, who can push past discomfort, who can fight through the moments when quitting seems easier, will ever taste true success. The grind is like fire, it burns, it shapes, it strengthens, and it transforms. And when you embrace it, when you stop running from it, when you stop wishing it away, that's when you start becoming unstoppable. Most people think they can skip steps. They think they can take the easy path, avoid the hard work, and somehow reach the top. But life doesn't work that way. There are no shortcuts for excellence. Every great achievement, every success story you've ever heard, every person who has reached the top, they all paid the price. They all went through the grind. They all stayed when it was uncomfortable, when it was inconvenient, when it was easier to quit. That's the reality. The grind is not optional. It's mandatory. And if you want it as badly as you say you do, you have to embrace it. Embracing the grind also means embracing failure. Because failure is part of the process. The person who succeeds understands that every setback, every mistake, every no is not a reason to quit. It's a reason to push harder, to learn more, to adjust and keep moving. The grind will break you if you let it, but it will also build you if you persist. It teaches resilience. It teaches patience. It teaches strategy. It teaches that progress isn't always visible in the moment. But every action, every effort, every repetition is building something bigger than what you see right now. And let's be honest, the grind will feel lonely. There will be times when nobody understands why you're doing what you're doing. Friends will question your choices, family might doubt your vision, and the world will tempt you to settle. But that's when the grind matters the most. That's when your commitment is tested. That's when your hunger is proven real. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is simple. They keep going when the world doubts them. They keep moving when the excuses pile up. They keep putting in the work when nobody is watching. And that, my friend, is how dreams become reality. So you have to ask yourself right now, am I willing to embrace the grind? Am I willing to show up every day, even when I don't feel like it? Am I willing to outwork everyone around me, outlast every obstacle, outfight every challenge, because I know what I want is worth it? Success isn't just about talent or luck, it's about effort, persistence, and refusing to quit. It's about being relentless when everyone else is lazy, being disciplined when everyone else is distracted, and being consistent when everyone else is inconsistent. And here's the final truth. The grind is not a punishment. It's a gift. It's the process that transforms you from ordinary into extraordinary. It's the bridge between your dreams and your reality. It's the thing that proves that you are serious about what you want. Because if you are willing to grind, if you are willing to fight, if you are willing to do what most people won't, then nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you. Pain, it's something everyone experiences, but very few know how to use it. Most people try to avoid it, hide from it, numb it, or complain about it, but the truth is, pain is one of the greatest teachers you'll ever have. Pain is not your enemy, it's your signal. It tells you where you are, where you need to go, and what you are capable of. You see, when you embrace your pain, when you don't run from it, when you stare it in the face and refuse to let it define you, it transforms into power. Every struggle you face, every obstacle that tries to break you, every moment that feels unbearable is shaping you for the next level. Think about it for a second. The people who achieve greatness, the ones who truly succeed, they've all been broken, challenged, tested, and pushed to the edge. They've faced moments where giving up seemed easier than moving forward. But what separates them from everyone else is that they didn't let pain stop them. They let it fuel them. Every setback became a lesson. Every failure became a stepping stone. Every wound became armor. That's the mindset you have to develop. You must learn to see pain not as punishment, but as preparation. It's preparing you for something bigger than the moment you're in. Pain has a way of exposing weakness, and that's a good thing. Because weakness is not failure, it's opportunity. If you've been hurt, if you've been rejected, if you've been knocked down, that's your chance to grow stronger. That's your chance to dig deeper than you've ever dug before, to push harder than you've ever pushed before, and to rise higher than you've ever imagined. But here's the catch. You have to choose to use it. You have to decide that this pain will not define you, that it will not limit you, and that it will not control you. You have to take it and turn it into fuel, energy, motivation, and determination. And don't think for a second that pain is only external. Pain comes from within too. The doubts, the fears, the insecurities, the moments when you question yourself, when you think you're not enough, when you think you can't go on, those are the moments that separate champions from the rest. Because the people who succeed learn to face internal pain just as fiercely as external obstacles. They sit with it, they work through it, they push past it, and they keep moving forward. That's what makes them unstoppable. That's what gives them resilience. That's what allows them to come back stronger every single time. Here's the reality. The world is not going to make it easy for you. Life doesn't owe you comfort, and success doesn't come without struggle. The moment you start your journey, the moment you decide you want more, pain will show up. It will challenge you, test you, and try to make you quit. But pain also has a power that most people never realize. It has the power to awaken something inside you. It can ignite a fire that you never knew existed. It can push you to a level of determination, focus, and courage that only comes when you refuse to give in. Pain forces you to dig, to adapt, to persevere, and to discover your true strength. Let me tell you something else. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. When you choose to walk away, when you let the struggle break you, when you give up because it hurts too much, that decision stays with you. It becomes a scar on your life. But when you embrace pain, when you accept it as part of your journey, it becomes a badge of honor. Every hardship becomes a story of triumph. Every tear becomes a mark of strength. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. That's the way to victory. That's the way to greatness. That's the way to success. And the beauty of pain is that it doesn't discriminate. It hits everyone. The difference is how you respond. Some people crumble. Some people complain. Some people run. But the ones who succeed, the ones who achieve what others think is impossible, they stare it in the face. They absorb it. They learn from it, and they rise. They turn every ounce of struggle into a step forward. They turn every wound into wisdom. They turn every loss into leverage. And when you can do that consistently, there's nothing that can stop you. You have to understand that pain is part of the process. It's not an accident. It's not punishment. It's preparation. It's your personal teacher, and it's waiting to guide you if you're willing to listen. Don't shrink from it. Don't deny it. Don't waste it. Use it. Let it mold you. Let it push you. Let it drive you to a level of greatness that comfort and ease could never achieve. Because the truth is, the bigger your pain, the bigger your growth, the bigger your story, the bigger your impact. So when life hits, when the world pushes back, when your doubts and fears rise up, don't run. Don't hide. Don't complain. Face it. Embrace it. Learn from it. Let it strengthen you, sharpen you, and propel you forward. Pain is not the end, it's the beginning. It's the fire that burns away weakness, the hammer that shapes resilience, and the spark that lights the way to your success. Look in the mirror. I want you to really look at yourself and ask one simple question: who are you becoming? Because the truth is, nobody else is responsible for your life. Nobody else is responsible for your dreams, your goals, your success. You can blame the economy, blame your upbringing, blame other people, or complain about circumstances, but none of that changes the reality of your situation. Ownership is the key. Total, complete, unshakable ownership. If you want to succeed, you have to take full responsibility for where you are, and more importantly, for where you're going. You see, most people fail not because they aren't talented or because the opportunity wasn't there. They fail because they refuse to own their decisions, their actions, and their outcomes. They make excuses. They point fingers. They hope someone else will fix their life, and while they're waiting, life passes them by. But the person who takes ownership knows something powerful. Your life changes the moment you stop blaming and start acting. The moment you realize that your success, your happiness, your growth, every bit of it, is in your hands, that's when everything shifts. Taking ownership doesn't just mean saying, "It's my fault." It means going deeper. It means looking at every choice you make, every habit you have, every thought you entertain, and asking yourself if it aligns with your dreams. If it doesn't, that's on you. If you're not learning, growing, or moving closer to your goals, that's on you. If you're holding yourself back with fear, doubt, or comfort, that's on you. And here's the thing. Once you accept that responsibility, once you stop giving it to anyone or anything else, you gain power, real power, because when you realize that your results are yours to create, you also realize that there are no limits but the ones you set for yourself. And taking ownership isn't easy. It's uncomfortable. It forces you to confront the truth about yourself, your habits, your choices, and your excuses. It forces you to stop lying to yourself, to stop hiding behind stories, and to start being brutally honest. That honesty is what separates the winners from the rest. Most people are not willing to look that deep. They don't want to see the truth because the truth requires change, effort, and discipline. But the ones who do look, the ones who do face themselves, are the ones who rise. They are the ones who take control, who move forward, who refuse to be a victim of circumstance. And here's the reality. Ownership is the foundation of action, because you can't take powerful, consistent action until you accept that it's all on you. You can't blame your boss, your teacher, your friends, or your environment. You can't wait for someone to hand you success. The moment you claim responsibility for your life, you also claim the ability to change it. You can course correct, you can hustle harder, you can focus, you can grow, you can become unstoppable. Ownership gives you freedom, not restrictions, because it means you control your destiny. Think about it. Every great achievement you admire came from someone who refused to point fingers, who refused to blame, who refused to wait for permission. They looked in the mirror, accepted their reality, and decided to take action. They understood that excuses were the enemy of success, and that the only thing standing between them and their dreams was their own willingness to act. And that's why ownership is not just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. Every day, every decision, every move becomes a reflection of the fact that you are responsible for your life. Taking ownership also means embracing accountability, even when it's uncomfortable. It means looking at the results you're getting, good or bad, and asking yourself what you did to create them. It means celebrating your wins, but never letting them blind you to your mistakes. It means learning, adjusting, and getting better every day. When you make excuses, you give away your power. When you take responsibility, you reclaim it. And the more you do it, the stronger you get, the more unstoppable you become. So I want you to understand something very clearly. If you want to succeed as badly as you want to breathe, you cannot afford to give your power away. You cannot afford to blame anyone else for where you are. Your life is yours, your success is yours, your dreams are yours, and every day you wake up, you have the opportunity to take full control and move closer to those dreams. That's ownership. That's responsibility. That's the difference between the person who achieves greatness and the person who just hopes it will happen. And let me be honest with you, taking ownership doesn't make life easier. It actually makes it harder in some ways because now you can't hide. Now you can't blame. Now you can't make excuses. But that's the point. Growth, power, and success are never comfortable. They are earned by those who are willing to face themselves, face the truth, and take full responsibility for everything in their life. That willingness is what makes you unstoppable. That willingness is what separates the dreamers from the doers. So look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I taking full ownership of my life? Am I willing to stop blaming, stop waiting, stop complaining, and start acting? Because the moment you accept responsibility for your results, for your growth, for your success, everything changes. You stop being a passenger in your life and start being the driver. You stop being a victim and start being a warrior. And when you take ownership with everything you have, there is nothing in this world that can hold you back. Success doesn't come from talent alone. It doesn't come from luck. It doesn't even come from opportunity. It comes from the mind. Your mindset is the engine that drives everything you do. If your mind is weak, confused, or uncertain, your actions will reflect it. If your mind is strong, disciplined, and relentless, your actions will follow, and the world will have no choice but to bend to your will. You see, most people underestimate the power of their own mind. They think success is about what they know or what they can do physically, but the real battle happens inside. Your mind is where winners are made or broken, and until you master it, nothing else matters. Mental toughness doesn't happen by accident. It's built by choice. It's built when you refuse to quit, when you face fear, when you push past doubt, when you decide that nothing in this world can stop you from achieving your dreams. Every time you challenge yourself, every time you get uncomfortable, every time you face a situation that scares you and you move forward anyway, you are strengthening your mind. And just like a muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. It becomes resilient, it becomes unshakable, it becomes unstoppable. Think about it for a second. The people who rise to the top, the people who achieve greatness, they aren't always the smartest or the fastest or the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to give in to fear. They are the ones who refuse to let doubt or negativity control them. They are the ones who train their minds to see solutions instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles, possibilities instead of limitations. Their mindset creates a lens through which they see the world differently than everyone else, and that lens allows them to act differently, think differently, and ultimately live differently. Your mind will try to trick you. It will whisper lies when things get hard. It will tell you you're not good enough, that it's too late, that you don't have what it takes. That's normal. That's life testing you. But the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is that the successful person doesn't listen. They acknowledge the thought, they understand it's there, but they refuse to let it control their actions. They focus on their purpose, on their goals, on the vision of who they want to become, and they push forward anyway. That's mental toughness, that's mindset in action, and mindset isn't just about pushing through fear or pain. It's also about focus, it's about clarity, it's about knowing exactly what you want and refusing to be distracted by everything else. The world will try to pull you in 100 different directions, but the ones who succeed know that their energy is too valuable to waste. They know that focus is a weapon, and they wield it with precision. Every choice, every decision, every action aligns with their vision. They protect their minds, guard their thoughts, and feed themselves with things that strengthen, inspire, and elevate. That's how they stay ahead while others get lost in noise, doubt, and distraction. And let's not forget belief. You cannot achieve what you do not believe is possible. Your mindset has to embrace the idea that you are capable of greatness, that you are worthy of success, and that your dreams are not only possible, they are inevitable if you do the work. Belief is the fuel, focus is the map, and discipline is the engine. Without belief, your mind will sabotage you before you even start. Without focus, you'll wander aimlessly and waste your energy. Without discipline, even the best ideas and intentions will never materialize. But when you combine them, when your mind is strong, focused, and fully committed, nothing can stop you. Mental toughness also means preparation for the inevitable challenges. Life will test you. Life will push back. Life will throw obstacles in your way, and if your mind is not ready, it will crumble. But if your mind is trained, if it is disciplined, if it is relentless, it will see these challenges as opportunities. It will see problems as puzzles to solve, setbacks as lessons to learn, and obstacles as platforms to rise higher. That's the power of mindset. That's the power of mental strength. It transforms fear into courage, weakness into resilience, and doubt into determination. So you have to ask yourself, are you training your mind or are you letting it control you? Are you feeding it with thoughts that inspire, challenge, and grow? Or are you allowing negativity, fear, and doubt to take hold? Because the truth is, your mind is either your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. It's either building you or breaking you. The choice is yours. And if you want it as badly as you want to breathe, you will train your mind, you will feed it, you will sharpen it, and you will never let it accept anything less than your absolute best. Remember, success is not just about what you do. It's about how you think. It's about your mindset. If you master your mind, you master your life. If you strengthen your mental muscle, you gain the power to push through anything, to rise above every challenge, and to achieve everything you set out to accomplish. Your mind is the battlefield, and victory begins there. Action. It's the final piece, the piece that separates dreamers from doers, the people who talk from the people who achieve. You can want success as badly as you want to breathe. You can embrace the grind. You can use pain as your power. You can take ownership, and you can build an unstoppable mindset. But if you don't act, nothing happens. Dreams without action are just illusions. Ideas without execution are meaningless. The world doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards results, and results come from action. You see, Execution is where most people fail. They have plans, they have goals, they have ambition, but they don't move. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect opportunity. But let me tell you something, the perfect moment doesn't exist. Conditions will never be perfect. Opportunities don't wait for you to feel ready. Action is the bridge between your dreams and your reality, and until you cross it, your potential remains trapped inside you. Every step, every decision, every effort counts. Action turns energy into progress, ideas into reality, and desire into achievement. Execution is not glamorous, it's not easy, it's not always recognized. You may work hard, give your all, and feel like nobody notices. But the truth is, action compounds. Every choice, every step, every effort builds momentum. Small actions done consistently lead to massive results. The person who executes, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's exhausting, gains an advantage over everyone else who waits, hesitates, or complains. Execution separates those who talk about their dreams from those who actually live them. And action requires courage. It requires you to step into the unknown, to take risks, to do what most people won't. You can have all the knowledge in the world, all the plans, all the preparation, but if you don't take that first step, it's useless. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite it. Action demands that you move while the world is still doubting you, that you fight while everyone else is resting, that you take the risk when everyone else is waiting for guarantees. Action is the heartbeat of success. Without it, everything else dies on the vine, and execution is not a one-time event. It's not just a burst of energy or a single heroic effort. True success comes from relentless, consistent, persistent action. It comes from showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the excitement fades, even when failure seems to loom. Each day you act, each time you push forward, you are building momentum. Each choice you make, each step you take, compounds over time into something unstoppable. The world may not notice the small steps at first, but eventually the results speak for themselves. You also have to understand that action requires accountability. You can't just do something and hope for the best. You have to track your progress, evaluate your results, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. Execution is about discipline, focus, and commitment. It's about taking what you know, combining it with your hunger, your mindset, your ownership, and turning it into measurable results. Action without discipline is chaos. Discipline without action is wasted energy. But when you combine them, when you act consistently with purpose and focus, you become unstoppable. And here's the truth that most people never understand. Taking action is also about embracing imperfection. You won't always do it perfectly. You'll make mistakes. You'll stumble. You'll fail. But execution is about moving despite the fear of failure, about trying even when you're unsure, about risking today to build tomorrow. Action rewards the bold, the committed, and the relentless. Waiting for perfection is waiting for nothing. Action is imperfect, messy, uncomfortable, but it's the only way forward. Think about it this way. The person who executes gains more in 1 week than the person who only plans gains in a year. One action creates a chain reaction. One decision leads to opportunity. One step forward creates momentum that can't be stopped. Action has a power that planning alone cannot match. Action forces the world to respond. Action creates proof, progress, and transformation. It turns thoughts into results and dreams into reality. So now I want you to ask yourself, what have I been waiting for? How long will I sit on the sidelines hoping life will hand me success? How long will I dream about change instead of making it happen? The world is waiting for the doers. The results belong to the ones who act, the ones who refuse to delay, the ones who move even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's hard. If you want it as badly as you want to breathe, then you will act. You will move. You will execute with everything you have. You will be relentless until your dreams are no longer dreams. They are reality. Execution is the final test. It's where everything you've built inside, your hunger, your grind, your resilience, your ownership, your mind, that meets the real world. The world doesn't care about your intentions. It only responds to results. You have the tools, you have the fire, you have the preparation. Now all that remains is to move. Take action relentlessly, consistently, and without hesitation, and watch your life change forever.